Hmm. What up? What up, 702 trucker? Let me know. Let me know if you can hear me. Get a sound check right quick. Okay. Okay, you can hear me? Okay. Just FBA. What up, HL Logistics? Um, Jason Robinson, what's going on? Semi tractor trailer factor, what's going on? Well, I'm gonna wait for a few guys to come in here, and we'll dive into the topic. Somebody asked me to do a video about this. Well, it's two parts to it. So somebody wanted me to speak on about buying trailers and um, speak about 401k and savings and stuff like that. So I kind of just merged it in one video. What's up, DCR Trucking? Where y'all checking in at? Hmm. Let me put this back on. Ontario, California. Whew. Okay. How the freight out there? Insurance. What part of insurance? Uh, just insurance in general. What up? Oh, okay. You in Chicago? Okay. Uh, Tar Heel, North Carolina. Wait on a load at Smithfield. Okay. Yeah, I've been there before. Cincinnati, Ohio. Just passed a level 2 inspection. Okay. Congrats, man. Las Vegas. Yes, sir. Y'all see it? Y'all see it? Las Vegas. Las Vegas Raiders. Health insurance. Okay. Um, yeah, we'll talk about that. We got 11 people in the building right now. Um, we at the 440 mark. Um, but I'll talk about I'll go ahead and talk about the insurance and savings. Uh, get that out. Go ahead and talk about that. But as far as like insurance, you can get the insurance off off the market, health insurance, dental insurance. What I did, me personally, um, when you're with a company, especially if you're owner operator, and for my situation, what I did was when I was leased on to Suntech, they had insurance through True North. So um, when I left Suntech, they asked me did I want to keep insurance, and this was back in 2019, I believe. So I ended up just keeping an insurance. But you can go on the market, and get any insurance you can think of, especially if you've been with a company before and they give you um, whatever it's Delta or and all that other stuff, you can call them directly to get, self-employed insurance. Um, you just comparing the rates, what works for you, and depending if you got children or if you got a wife, whatever the case may be, whatever makes sense for you, and checking out the deductibles and all that kind of good stuff. That's pretty much it with insurance, as far as health insurance and stuff like that, and dental and all that stuff. That's not a big issue. Like I said, you can call them directly to get those things. Just for my instance, for my situation, I kind of just stuck with the what I already had. I didn't go through the market and all that. I kind of just stuck with that because it was reasonable. It fit what I needed to do, and it wasn't a big deal. So that answer your question right there, HL Logistics, about health insurance and dental and eyes and stuff like that. Um, I'll dive into subject with the 401k. 401k is somebody asked me about 401k and savings, and you making all this money, you need to save your money. Um, Putting your money into a savings account, you're losing money. What do you mean losing money? Well, you're losing money. You're not getting back that money. If you understand what I'm saying, you're putting your money into that savings account, you're losing money. Uh, well, it's monthly, weekly, daily, yearly, or whatever the case may be. Hold on a second. Take this call right quick. Hello? Yes. These people get worse. But anyways, 401k, yeah, putting your money into a savings account, you're losing money. So what I did was I started to get educated, if you will, on my position as far as my business. I started to take my money out of my savings and put into a 401k. So I use my business as leverage. So now I have a 401k plan where I match myself at a 3.5%. Um, and I chose 3.5%. I thought that was pretty standard, for where I wanted to be. That's pretty reasonable right now, and I can always up it. So how I did that was through my payroll, which I use paychecks. uh a payroll offered me a 401k. I looked at the details, so on so on. We talked about it, and I talked about the future of my future and my future for my kids. So I created a 401k plan, and I matched myself 3.5%. So I pretty much what I do is I take out about $100 a week, and it goes into that account. That's what I did as far as 401k, and you can do that too as well. uh when you get to a point like that where you want to start making some money and getting prepared for retirement or whatever the case may be, but you're losing money by putting it into a savings account. um, so you want to put it into a fund account like that or something like that, and where you can see more of your money, if you understand what I'm saying. But that's why I want to speak up. Yeah, that's somebody asked about that 401k, but it's very important to start looking into the future, you know, um, looking into the future. uh, Whether if you don't have an idea what you're going to do in the future, future or anything like that, but at least start putting some money away into an account like that. So when things, when you ready, time for you to retire or ready, time for you to get off the truck or whatever the case may be, you have those funds ready um, when it's time. Okay. All right. So that's the whole thing about 401k, and that's what I did. I got to a position where I wanted to start looking into my future, and I wanted to have some money where I'm not losing money. Because I was having the money into my savings account, and I was looking at it, and I think I was losing a lot of money. I think it was like a zero zero, or like a point 0.005 or something like that, or some like point 0.0005 or something like that. I was losing money by putting that money to a savings account. Uh, so I put it into. I talked to my payroll people. They had the 401k deal. I looked over it. We talked about it. And I started planning for my future. Because you don't never know what's going to happen. Out here. Um, I started doing life insurance. I did life insurance through Navy Federal. I got 20. I think I got 25,000 to start off with. I probably up it. I also got accidental death insurance as well. That's something else you need to get involved with. Navy Federal offers all these programs that you can get, for a good price. I don't remember how much I pay a month for it. It's real cheap though. It's really cheap. Um, but they just take it out your if you have a Navy Federal when you have a Navy Federal account, they'll take it out the account monthly. It's real cheap. So you want to get some you want to start looking to getting some type of 401k. You want to start looking into getting some type of life insurance. You want to start getting to getting some accidental and stuff like that. People don't think about that when you're owner operator, but you definitely want to start getting those type of things. You got to plan for your future. Like I say, you don't know what's going to happen, you know. But if you have those things in place, you are prepared. So you guys make good money to go get stuff like that. Like I said, it's very cheap. So um, turn this off. So start looking into getting those things. If y'all got any questions about insurance and 4K, you can go ahead and drop them, and I'll answer them. Uh, what else? Trailers. So I'm asking you about uh buying trailers, what to look for, how to buy trailers, how did I buy trailers? Um, you know, those kind of questions. Um, and I spoke about equipment. I spoke about equipment. Back when I went to the auction in North Carolina last year, and I said this statement before, and I mentioned it again a couple of months ago, that if you whatever you was going to do it now. Because once I was at the North Carolina auction, and I saw how crazy the prices was, people was bidding. It was a matter of time for it was only going to get worse. Um, when you start seeing guys bidding on 2007 Columbias, and they're getting up there to like over 20K, and this was last year. That's ridiculous. 2007 Columbias with over 1 million miles, and they're going for over $20,000 is ridiculous. Um, Once you start seeing that, we didn't know this was going to happen, but it got worse. So now we at a point when I said this a couple of months ago, back in maybe January, I think it was. Maybe it was December, January, and I was like, "Hey, man, y'all's gonna get equipment. Better go get it. If you're gonna get your authority, go get it." And now we here now where you can't even find trailers. You can't find dry vans. You can't find reefers. You probably can find flatbeds, but you can't find those box type of trailers. And right now, you at a position. If you're looking for a trailer, you're gonna have to buy in high. It is what it is. But at least you got you a piece of equipment and you're able to ready to rock and roll. Um, like I said, when I bought my first trailer back in 2019, it was high. It was a high market. I bought my first trailer at 24K, I think it was. It was a 2013 box with a 2013 uh motor. That was that was a bit high, in a high market. It is what it is. But look at the good side of it. I ended up getting my trailer. I had my truck. and I had my authority and I was ready to roll. So I wasn't in a position to chase trailers because, I had my trailer. So look at it like that. Don't look at it, yeah, it's a bit high or whatever, but look at it the long run, you know. Um, and if I ever wanted to trade that trailer in, I already know if I wanted to trade that trailer, I could probably get about 30K, So but I'm not in a position to be selling trailers right now. But as far as buying trailers though, I like to go for the I'm not in the search when I look for trailers. I don't really look at. I know somebody said truck paper. I haven't bought a trailer from truck paper. Um, it was more so Google. I Google trailers and I just go through different websites or whatever. Like um, two of my trailers. I want to say two of the trailers I bought them from Great Dane, but they was utility trailers. Great Dane in Tennessee. The only trailer I bought that was not from an actual dealership was more so of a private dealer was the one I bought in Texas. I can't remember the name of it, but I gave them a bad review or whatever. Um, but that was the only trailer I bought that was outside of a actual dealer. The two new trailers I just bought, they came from a utility dealership out in Missouri. So when I look for trailers, I look for the quality. I like utility. You can always get your money back from utility, and they're good quality trailers. I don't. I kind of steer away from Wabashes. There's plenty of Wabash trailers out here. You probably can get a good deal on Wabash. But if you need to get a Wabash as your first trailer to make some money, I mean, go for it. But make sure you check out that trailer. Especially if you're dealing with reefer. Dealing with reefer, you got to really check out. And I learned all this. The way I learned all this is from my guy X exclamation thoughts, and uh, I learned so much from him. So and Leak too. So when I look at I started doing trailers, I always get their idea of when I'm buying a trailer, whether it's through FaceTime or it's pictures or whatever the case may be. But you got to do your own due diligence too, So when you're looking at trailers, you want to look at these cross members. These cross members, you've got to be very careful with cross members. Cross members, uh, you know, I'm talking about cross members. We talking about we talking about bars. If y'all know what cross members is, the bars underneath the trailer. You got to check those cross members, make sure they ain't got holes and they're not cracked. Because one thing you don't want to do is get a trailer, the cross members jacked up. You back into a dock, they load your trailer and your trailer's in half. Now you're dealing with a possible claim, um, and you got to get that trailer out that door. So there's a lot of things can happen with getting jacked up trailers. Um, Another idea is when you're buying trailers, if it's cheap like that, there got to be a reason why it's cheap like that. So you want to check into that because the dealer, the owners, whoever's selling the trailers, they might not even tell you. They're just trying to get rid of the equipment. So you gotta check these equipments. You got to check the brakes, the drums, you know, um, all that stuff. You got to check the inside reefer. You got to really check the inside of the trailer and make sure you don't have cracks on the walls and cracks on the floors. And I don't like to buy trailers that, especially on the inside, if they was welded plates on them. I kind of steer away from them. Um, you want to check the chutes. You want to check. It's a lot of things you want to check on the inside and outside of that trailer. Now the motor, you definitely want to check the motor. You might want to take a multimeter out there and check the battery life. I like to get trailers that are ready to go. Um, I dealt with one trailer. One of the trailers I bought wasn't really ready to go. It dealt with a lot of issues being picked up. And I got kind of chewed up on that one, but it is what it is. Like I said, I'm not gonna always win, but when buying trailers, but at least I try. I say I'm like with the 5 trailers I got, I'm 4 for 1. So, so that's good, So, um, but most of the time, all the trailers I bought, they've been pretty good, pretty solid. Tires and stuff like that been pretty good. Um, You definitely don't want to start getting trailers as you don't want to get trailers that got recaps on either. Stay away from that. Um, if you could get a trailer that has some, either new tires or some used tires on them. Um, Sometimes you can get the dealer to do that. Make sure when you're buying trailers that they have a fresh PM on it. Sometimes dealers like to tell you they got PMs on them. You can check to see if they actually did a PM on it. You want to check those belts. Make sure they're nice and tight. You don't want them to be too tight. They got to have a little slack in them, when they're running. So those are things you want to check on the motor. Um, you want to check the coils. If you can, get the dealer to power wash the coils. Um, like I said, the starter. You want to check the starter, the alternator. Those are things you want to check. Oil. Make sure you got oil in it. You want to check the coolant. Sometimes in the carriers, the coolants sit up so high you can't really see it. If you can't see the coolant, if you open up the doors, you can't see the coolant. You need to get that reservoir replaced. More than likely, there's something going. Is If it's not something going on with it, it's a possibility that something will be going on with it in the future. Uh, I dealt with an issue like that. Well, I didn't deal with it, but um, it's kind of like in the truck. And if that reservoir and that coolant in there is starting to get really dark, you want to get rid of that reservoir. You're gonna have some issues coming up in the future. Um, so that's some things to check out on the trailer. Drive in. As far as drive-in trailers, buying drive-in, you want to make sure you got a good quality food grade trailer. And the same thing applies to the drive-in. You want to check the brakes, you want to check those tires, you want to check those drums, check that. Make sure the tandem slide too as well. Um, Definitely, if you get a spring suspension, make sure that tandem slides. 'Cause a lot of people, what happens is dealers know that most of the time when you're going to buy a trailer, you're either going to fly out there and you're looking at the trailer, so they already know you don't have a unit, you don't have a truck to see if the tandem slide. You can always, more than likely, when you go to a dealer, there's always going to be a truck out there. You can ask somebody, hey man, I give you a couple bucks to hook up to this trailer, make sure the tandem slide. That's one thing you want to check out as well. They'll try to get you on that. Um, but the Thames not sliding and they being, rusted or whatever the case may be. So before you leave the dealer, make sure that they get that issue fixed if there is an issue with the tandems, air ride, spring, doesn't matter. Um, what else? I forgot about the reefer. Make sure that trailer cools down. I always like to put it to -10. Make sure it cools down. Take the time to wait to make sure it cools down properly. You can always check on the reefer. There's two tubes on each side, and there's water that drips out of it. Put your hand under there. If it's cold, that reefer pretty much is working well. But if you feel the water dripping and it's warm, um, there's an issue. There's an issue with that reefer, and you got to figure out what it is. You can always let the dealer know that hey, this is not cooling well. Y'all need to check this out. Always let them check it out before you leave the lot, because you already know once you leave the lot, um, it's a done deal. I know when I bought my first trailer, there was some issue with the reefer, and I told them about it. With me being the person I am, I picked up my first load in Missouri. I picked up palletized potatoes, and I took it to Georgia. And it was an issue the whole time. The whole ride, it was an issue with the trailer. And I told the dealer about it. Being being Great Dane, good peoples or whatever. They end up fixing the issue for free. They tell me to take it to a local carrier dealer, and they fix the problem for free. They issued they wired them. They wired the money to the dealer, whatever the case was, and they fixed the issue. Now, not to say that's always going to happen though, but like I said, you got to speak up, and let them know what's going on. Like, hey man, I bought a piece of equipment from y'all. Y'all gonna do the good business. I told them like, look, I'm interested in buying more trailers from y'all or whatever the case was, and they fixed the issue. And I ended up buying another trailer from them. Uh, I bought the one I'm pulling right now, the Colonial Freight trailer from them. Um, so they did good business with me. I ended up buying another trailer from them, and I continued to buy trailers from them because they was always good trailers. They was ready to go, and that was a plus for me. Sometimes he hits me up and lets me know he's not gonna hit me up now because they don't have no trailers. But I know for I know every year at a certain time that this particular carrier sells trailers. Like they just give away like 10 trailers. So um we'll look into it next year. But I'm kind of pretty good with the amount of trailers I got right now. I probably just chill. But that answers the question of buying trailers. I hope that helps whoever needs that information. Like I said, truck paper is cool and all, but Google, you could do auctions. Like I said, exclamation thought just bought him a trailer from the auction in Illinois. Um, yeah, it was a little overpriced, but he got him another trailer. Well, actually, it wasn't overpriced. I don't think it was overpriced. It probably had a little work to be done to it, but he got him another trailer, so that's what's up. Um, but yeah, like I said, I hope that helps somebody when buying trailers. If you're looking in the market to buy trailers, just know that yeah, you're gonna buy a trailer. It's gonna be pretty high. It is what it is. But like I said, you got your trailer, you ready to roll, and you'll make the money back with the market being so high. Let me see. What up, T Hill? What up, Great Freight? Dirty Broke, what up? Steel Curtain, what up? Sean Brown, what up? Perpetual Plasma, what up? Bob Newart, what up? Sammy Mack, what's going on? Brandon, what up? Someone where the pursuit of money is in the trailer philosophy and have two power units with 8 to 10 trailers. Would it be better to have all drive vans or reefers or equal? Yeah, that's a question. It depends on what you're doing. It depends on what you gotta have. Even as a carrier, you gotta have some type of niche. Okay, your niche can be kind of both drive in reefer. I had opportunities to buy drive-ins, but it just every time I looked and buying a drive-in, it was just I just kept seeing how cheap it was for me to keep moving driving and freight around compared to the reefer freight. So you can you can play around with both if you want to. It's all up to your business. How your business is set up. Like I said, I stuck to the reefer. I don't want to even want to get in the drive-in. Like I just stuck to the reefer. That's what I know. I know the drive-in market too, but I know reefer. What I'm doing is it's going to be the best situation for me. And that's the same model I did as a broker. I know reefer freight is going to be the best for me, so I'm gonna stick to reefer. Now, that's not to say that I might venture off to something else on the broker side, but that time's going to come. But that time is not here now, so I'm not going to even venture into that situation. But that's all depends on your setup. You got to figure out what do you want to do. If you want to do drive in reefer, do it. If you want to just stick to all drive in, then stick to all drive. You want to stick to all reefer, stick to all reefer. It's all up to you how you want to do it. Um, Grand Rising Cosmic Multi-Dimensional Family. Okay. Came late. I should have one or two E tracks. You can have one line going down. You can have one E track going down on both sides if you want to. It's not necessary to have two tracks on both sides. Um, I know one of my trails got, I think one of them got two tracks on both sides, but I mean, one track going down both sides, that's all you really need, to be honest. You had that, then you open up the doors to pull different freight. You know, like I said, when one of my customers, they won't even let me pull another trailer in there if they don't got those E tracks in there. So if you got the E tracks in there, man, you'd be good to go to pull all kinds of freight. Present. In the house, riding. What up, Rob? I'll give you a call. Yeah, I forgot. I'm gonna give you a call after this live too, man. Or if you want to tap in on this live, y'all can hit the link. Anybody want to tap in, y'all can hit the link. What up, Shank? Sports guy, appreciate the super chat, man. Venture off the oversized. Yeah, I mean that's a possibility, but like I said, man, it just ain't my time yet. It's no need for me to overstep. I'm not in the business to do too much. You know, focus on the thing is you got to focus on one thing at a time. Focus on one thing at a time, and those other opportunities gonna open up eventually. The opportunity will present itself. Um, it's just I don't want to be all over the place. One thing you don't want to be is all over the place. Yeah, it's a lot of money you can probably get into, but it's gonna drive you crazy. What up, Abby? I invest 2,500 a month in retirement and mutual funds. Yeah, that's that's good money to do that. That's a lot of money as a to be investing in, man. You definitely got to prepare for the future. A lot of people don't think about it. Being if you're young, I'm only 33. There's some guys on here is under in their 20s. But if you start early, it's best to start early to start investing in your future. You don't know if the world gonna blow up. You don't know the value of the dollar is already decreasing. So you don't know what's gonna happen in the future. So if you're prepared for it, more than likely you'll be successful. What up, lean trucker? Get the hat off my head now. I put it on just for you, man. Just for you. And I think the Cowboys is playing the Raiders on Thanksgiving. So in Dallas, and I will be there. That's a fact. um, Tell me about it. Crazy sometimes. 26. Yeah, man, you start early. I appreciate the super chat, Great Freight. I have an idea for a show need to get with you later. Okay, let's do that. But yeah, man. So yeah, we spoke about a lot of things today. I don't know if you just coming in, you had to hit the replay, check it out. We talked about 401k savings, trailers, health insurance, dental, stuff like that. Those are all good things you need to get. You know, Being an owner operator. It don't matter if you're a one truck operation. It don't matter if you're one truck and you don't got no trailer or you lease on or whatever the case may be. You have to, and especially, well, when Obama came in, he made people you had to have health insurance or you'll get uh not fined, but you'll get hit when tax time came. But when Trump came in, he got rid of it. But I think Biden is might be putting it back. I don't know. But besides all that, you still need to have some type of insurance, health insurance, dental insurance. You don't know what out here, man. You riding around, something might happen. You ain't got a health insurance. You paying out of pocket for that, and that can be very expensive. Um, so you want to get those things: health insurance, dental, life insurance, accidental, stuff like that. Especially if you got kids. You got to stop. A lot of you guys have kids, and you might be starting your business. You got to stop thinking about yourself. You still got to think about your family and stuff like that. So you want to get those things because like I said, this trucking stuff is dangerous. So you don't know what might happen out here on the road. Don't matter if you local, don't matter if you over the road, don't matter if you're regional, don't matter at all. You can be at the house chilling and be in trucking, but still have those things in place. So you're prepared for when something of those things happen. Yeah, man. Appreciate if y'all hit the like button, man. Like I said, hit the link, man. If y'all want to tap in, if y'all got some ideas, some things you want to speak on, hit the link. Dirty Broke, hit the link, man. I know we talked about this thing a lot too about the insurance and life insurance and you being a local driver. Those things come out already, but being as an owner operator, people don't think about these things. Um, Getting these insurances in place because they don't think about the future. You know, Lean Trucker. I know I put Lean Trucker on with the insurance I use, and I think he's satisfied with it. Um, with what he got. Like I said, it's pretty decent. It did what I needed to do, and I have this. I'm safe to say that I have health insurance. I have dental. I have life insurance. I have accidental. I have all that. You know, um, that's important to have. Hit the link, lean trucker. Hit the link, break freight. Yeah, we got time today. T Hill, hit the link. So I'm at the location, today picking up a load. You already know. I talked about it yesterday, man. I said I was going to probably grab the load. And I was like, it's only going 90 miles. So I ended up grabbing the load, man. So I'm here today. So I should be home maybe. I should be home again probably like 12 again.
I don't think you understand this brokering process. Every time you're supposed to go home and do some work, you see that load pop up on that screen, and you're like, I'm rolling. I think my mic not working. Hang on. Hang on. Or maybe I lost Cooley's mic. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Rob, can you hear me?
I think so. I can hear you, but I'm in West Virginia in these dumb mountains, so I don't know if I can hear me.
I can't hear Cooley.
Can you hear me, say?
Yeah, I can hear Rob, but I can't hear Cooley. Still nothing. Did you mute your mic? You want me to bounce out?
Yeah, I'm gonna bounce out and see if I come back in. Yeah, I don't hear Cooley either.
No. So we need a producer. I need a producer.
You hear me now?
Yeah. Yeah, I can hear you now.
Take that thing off.
Yeah, I can hear Cooley now too.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. So here's an idea, and let me run it by you. For what I talked about in that quick chat. Would you be interested in possibly doing like me doing my channel, your channel, whatever, but doing a show maybe once a month or something like that, where it's kind of like a round table, or I can bring in my DOT guy, I can bring in someone like you, we can bring in Dirty Broke, or we can kind of get people on so the younger guys can come in and ask questions pretty much to anybody at the round table and just kind of answer questions. Like I said, I can get, even if I need to find an accountant or somebody, I can find an accountant. I already have my DOT guy. I can even bring on, guys that, watch the trends and stuff like that in regard to the lanes, and just kind of do it once a month where we're basically just anybody that wants to, shoot questions. I can take phone calls through my system. If people want to call in, I can actually do phone calls and stuff to answer questions. So that's what I thought, at least like once a month or something like that, having that for guys to a specific, time of the day or whatever that we do it, and just kind of setting it up.
Oh yeah. We could do something like that. That's like, if you bring in like DOT guys, or we already know people who can be afraid to talk to a DOT guy.
Well, remember, he's not.
Yeah,
he's a consultant, so he's there to be on your side now. He's no longer with the DOT anymore. He's a consultant, so he's the guy that you would ask to get yourself, and a couple of shows I did. So now he, like I said, he consults you to protect you from the DOT, but he was an FMCSA inspector, so he did work for the FMCSA, but now he's on our side. So we can talk to him now. We couldn't talk to him before. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, most definitely. We can do that.
And I'd like to bring like Dirty Broke on because he's got a wealth of knowledge and vintage. Me and him are vintage guys. We like that word. But that's something I feel that if we got one place and we picked the time, and let's say we did it, we were able to get together and do it, I don't know, like a Sunday or something where we can basically set it up and do it at the same time. I think it would be a good opportunity rather than have random places where we can kind of do it in one spot. And I think a ton of now, even having some of the new guys like Lean Trucker on, who's also, driving and has a brokerage, and he's early starting at stages of brokerage. You're early starting at stages of that. I'm, at the later stages of it. even the carrier sides and things like that. I'd like to be able to answer things like that. If you're interested, I think that'd be a great show, a one-stop shop for everybody's information.
Yeah, I meant to ask you. You ever thought about getting your carrier authority?
I had my carrier authority a while ago, and that's when I had my driver for my OD stuff, and I let that go. And my driver's brother passed away, and he had to be more local and stuff, and it was hard for me to find a driver that do what he was doing because he was doing things that were, like I said, 20-foot tall, 20-foot wide, and then he was doing 17-foot tall up in the different areas. So I have thought about it recently, going back and getting my authority, but again, I think for me, it's the niche that I think, like we talked about a lot, is if I focus on what I do and you're running a carrier, I think it's almost beneficial for me to say, okay, if we all kind of dilute the pool, isn't as good as if we kind of focus on our niches and kind of network to create a better pool. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So if I were to find somebody, I'd be like, hey, if I found a driver that's I'm looking to lease on someplace, to me, it's almost better for me to say, well, have you talked to this guy and put him your way? Sort of like I am with like agents and things, like with guys who are trying to be agents. It's better for me to say, okay, have you, train an agent to say then, okay, can you go this? I think this guy would be a good fit for you, Cooley. Are you interested in this and things like that? So for me, I'd rather not jump in with a carrier and dilute myself. I'd rather stay focused on my niche and guide people to guys that already have carriers. That are good carriers and good bosses. You know what I mean? So I'd rather send people like over to you and some other people if they're then just kind of start one myself and just be that type of. And that's just me. You know what I mean? Because at some point, again, this is all me and the stuff that and just like jumping the stuff that I'm handling with my brokerage and stuff. Do I have time to also jump in a carrier also? Because there are, be careful what you ask for. You know what I mean? So for me, it's I'd rather say, okay, go hook up with a good carrier, like let's say pointing towards you or something else, than just bring another one on.
Yeah, it's a lot of people understand the back end of some of this authority stuff. One thing for sure, the carrier authority, yeah, that's one thing. But on the broker authority, that's a whole nother beast right there.
Right.
But it's all I can say it's all worth it, depending on what your goals are. If you want to be, have all these things and stuff like that, then you got to put the work in. But if you start slacking, man, it's gonna catch up to you, man, real bad. And next thing you know, you lost it all because you wanted to go out there and buy that new Benz or go out there and buy that new Lamborghini, all kinds of stuff. But you still gotta, you gotta watch what your pockets allow you. Put it like that.
Yeah.
You might see all this money coming in, but it doesn't mean that you need to go out there and buy all these expensive stuff and put yourself in more in debt that you don't need to be in, especially if it's something that ain't generating no revenue. So that's all I say to that. So you can do all these things, brokers, carrier. You got knowledge in the business. It only made sense for me to go get a brokerage at the point I was at. I could have went and been an agent, but for what? I already had my carrier authority in my situation. I had enough knowledge to go to get a brokerage. It was a few things I had to understand a little bit, but it wasn't as bad. But so I just went ahead, just like Lean Trucker. Lean Trucker did the same thing. He's been in the game for a minute, and he went out and got his brokerage. I think Lean Trucker is probably the reason why I didn't get my brokerage. I was like, he did it. I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna go do it. I had talks with Sunshine about she had hit me, or I hit her up about being an agent for Great Wide, and I was thinking about it. If you think about it, a lot of brokers is not gonna bring on new agents if you don't got a book of business. And that was the issue I was running into a lot, and I was like, you know what? Forget it. I'm gonna go ahead and start my own authority brokerage. I already know how to do it. I know how to activate it. I know what I need already. What's holding me back? Let's do it. And now we're here. We run into a couple of situations. But you surround yourself by good people and ask questions, and you'll be all right.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think too, with another thing, if I were to do anything, I think I would, with the brokerage, I'd probably end up getting trailers, and then possibly contracting power onlys to pull the trailers through the brokerage. And I think that's a lot of things that would be the only thing I would look to do, rather than get a carrier. Because like I said, it's not easy. It's not something that you can just say, "Hey, let's rock and roll." I mean, you are dealing with everybody's problems. You're dealing with the problems of the problems of the problems sometimes. It's like, you got it. And I uploaded a video today that kind of talks a little bit about my problems. And so it's definitely something that you have to be a problem solver, and you have to be able to handle a lot of stresses. And it can be rewarding if you do, but it's like lean trucker. I mean, there's no way you were going to let a Cowboys fan come out and get a brokerage ahead of you, is basically what it was, right? That was the problem was.
Man, this dude's crazy, yo. I think he might be the only Cowboys fan on YouTube.
Well, me being from Buffalo, crazy. I don't want to say anything after that, so let's just leave it there. But besides that, no, and it's just I just think that it's opportunities are unbelievable right now with freight, and I talk about that on my video today. But money's out there to be made. It's just we've talked about this. What you do with that money is going to make the difference tomorrow and the next day and the next day. And I think that's where there's a lot of people that are just they're not looking at that aspect of it, that future aspect of it. Because the money they're making you today could set you up for down the road for a long time, and whatever goals you wanted to make with this. And I think that just having some guys that, people can ask questions and hear that point of view would be huge.
Oh yeah, most definitely setting yourself up. Yeah, you got to start now. Especially what's going on where everybody's trying to get gas. It's crazy. You know what's going to happen. This gas thing, which means the rates are going to go up again. So that's why I said, you got to pay attention to stuff like what's going on out here, and other than just trucking, but just pay attention to what's going on with the economy as a whole. This whole thing where everybody's rushing to get gas. I see people filling up their totes of gas. It's crazy. They got the pickup truck, but they got barrels filling up gas. Long lines of
cars,
drivers trying to get gas. So we got that's the beauty of it. I'm at the spot, man. We got all my drivers here. We got 3 drivers here right now. So we had to ship it right now, ready to get loaded up. They're over there ready to check in. But yeah, man, you gotta pay attention to what's going on out here. So let me see what they're talking about. But yeah, like I said, set yourself up for the future, man. That's all I'm saying.
Well, let me ask this: what's the future of Cool Breeze and his brokerage?
I don't know.
Where do you want to go with this? Where did you want to end up?
My ultimate goal is I want to be this remote broker. I'm gonna be remote because I like to travel. So I'm gonna be remote where I'm able to work from wherever I want to be. I might be in Greece somewhere. I see the guys from India doing it. Why can't I do it? I might be in Australia brokering freight. Yeah, I don't know. I might be in Dubai brokering freight. The business still running. So that's what I see myself doing real soon. It's actually going to happen in a couple weeks.
On a temporary basis, though, but maybe.
Yeah, but I see myself, traveling. I might be in another country every month. Brokering freight. I might be in Miami somewhere.
So basically, what seems to motivate you the most, what I hear from you the most, is when you see somebody else doing, you're like, why can't I do it? And then you find out exactly how to do it, and then you do it. Is that pretty much how you roll?
Yeah, I see other people doing it, and I was like, what's stopping me from doing it? Once I heard about the guy, he interviewed a broker interviewed a guy out of
out of India, and he said the agent made 300, almost 300K, and he's never been to the U.S. That was mind blowing to me. He was broken and freight, never been to the U.S. a day in his life, and he was in India, and he was working the night shift, the third shift, while we was, like it's 8 o'clock here, but it might be nighttime there. So they run I think he said he run like 11 to 7 shift or something like that. And I was just like, that's hustle, that's mind blowing, and I was like, that's crazy. How you can broker freight, never been in the U.S. and you don't know anything about U.S. highways or anything like that. That's something you gotta understand. That takes time. And I was like, oh, yeah, I like that. I live in the U.S., but why can't I be in another country brokering freight? Just speaking to Landstar guys, I can't even. Sometimes I can't even understand what they're saying. There's been times I had to hang up the phone. I was like, yo, I can't even understand what you're saying, man. Like, it's just, I can't understand. I can't move a load just because I can't understand what you're saying, But I just, hearing Landstar guys always being from a different country, and they've never been to the U.S. This video is out here, people getting interviewed. Freight agents. Yeah, I made $200,000 my first year. I made $100,000 my first year. $100,000 as a freight agent behind a computer.
Yep.
You don't get no better than that.
Well, I put my numbers. Just everybody knows when I left Landstar, I was making I was a $1 million agent for Landstar. I left Landstar, and I think we were making like 80,000. So when I'm like, okay, I'm gonna open up my own brokerage. I'm getting tired of this, and I opened up my own brokerage. And within the first months, I think I made 5,000 with Landstar. Now this is with direct customers, not pulling from the broker board, and 50,000 with my brokerage. And Landstar came to me and said, "Look, pick one. You either work with us or you close your brokerage and you're a Landstar, or you're out." And I'm like, I don't know. Let me weigh this: 5,000, 50,000. That didn't take long. See ya. So I basically left Landstar, and my first year. Now I was doing over OD freight by then, but my first year. This was back in 2013. I made $283,000 on approximately, I think I put it out there, I can't remember how many loads. I think 120 loads is all I did for $282,000. That was my first year away from Landstar. And then I made like 263 the next year. And then my accountant's like, dude, you better do something with, okay. So I ended up starting my carrier. And even when I had my carrier open, I think I made with the carrier with 2 trucks. I think I made 50 on an 80-20 split. I can't remember the numbers. It's on one of my YouTube videos. And then I made 167 on my brokerage side that same year. And the expenses of the brokerage is way different than the carrier side. It's doable, but I was rocking and rolling. I'm not gonna lie. It was nonstop. I mean, there was no way you're doing that money from the truck. There's no, you know what I mean? It is
right.
It was busy. I mean, up early to handle whatever I could handle and not stopping until like 6 o'clock, So the money can be made. It's how much of a hustle do you want to put into it, and then you just become better at it, and you learn, to solve customers' problems, and when you do that, you're golden. And then I got to a point where I took my website down. I didn't need a website. I didn't need any of that, because word of mouth, and you'll probably get the same thing. You're probably going to get to the point where your customers are going to give your information to their customers. And next thing you know, they're going to say, hey, this person gave me your number. I got some quotes for you.
Oh, that
exactly
already happened. I hit up a particular customer already, and that's how I got put on with another customer. And now I got both of them. So I got potentially like 3 solid customers. But that's why I said I'm starting to grow and don't even know it, but I'm growing because of the brokerage. Getting trailers, getting access. I set myself up in the future. Always kept my credit in shape, built my business credit. So when the time was right, you can go out here and get access to these equipment, without, using your personal credit or whatever. You can start using your business credit and start purchasing trailers or whatever you need. We got some things coming up. I might do a video about it soon. But I'm pretty much good on trailers right now. So, then all we gotta do is build a network. We got people, I can use Leak or I can use Exclamation. I can use you in some kind of way where you making money, I'm making money.
Right.
Everybody's good. Drivers are making money. There's a way of doing things. You just got to connect the dots. I always talk about connecting the dots, but we almost there though. So we just got to make it make sense. For everybody's situation, because everybody's doing different things at the time. So if it makes sense, it makes sense. We can move forward.
Right. And that's what, like I said, and that's the biggest thing I don't think a lot of people understand is once you get that carrier, the reason big carrier, mega carriers have brokerages is because that's what makes them the money to be able for them to get a lot of equipment and do other things through that brokerage. It's that sales department for your company. And it's like, that's a monstrous factor that they're not letting you in on, but it's because of that. And that's why I suggest all carriers should have a brokerage just for the sake of, in case of a problem, you can then broker the freight out and you can, repower it legally. So you should have one just for that fact. And it's, shoot me an email. I'll send you the bonding company and give you all, hook you up like a tow truck. But I just think that that's the first step into that position to be able to do the things you're doing right now. And I think that's one of the reasons why you succeeded through that brokerage and knowing that you needed one. And you're like, shit, I'm doing this. And that's advanced your game.
What up, Jared? He asked, what expenses does a brokerage have? I mean, I guess everybody's, for my situation, is very low. Like surety bond was $1,250, paid it for the year. I got general liability of $1 million and aggregate and all that stuff. That was I think it was like $1,600, paid it for the year. And then everything that's monthly is the DAT, which that's about to get changed in a few. That's I got it for 2 users. It's what is it, like $200 something for 2 users, and that's monthly. And then what else I got? That's pretty much it.
UCR.
That's all the expenses I have. That's all the expenses I have. That I can think of.
Yeah, you have a UCR, a bond. Your first one's more expensive because you got to file for everything, and then you start a new LLC. So whatever your agent thing is, like $99 a year or whatever, for the I can't remember the name. For you to have the people that they can contact you in every state. Somebody will throw that in the link. I can't think of it right now. But that's about it for your expenses. Now you can have a lot more expenses, but you don't even need insurance technically. But
unless the
right.
customers ask for, like that particular customer asked for general liability, so I had to go get general liability.
Right.
But I'm not gonna get. Somebody asked me, do I got contingent cargo? I'm not getting contingent cargo until a customer's requesting it. There's no need to be paying for stuff you don't need. But contingent cargo is good to have. It's like extra protection, a layer of protection. But for my situation, what I'm doing is good. What I have, and then I have the extra coverages on my carrier side. But don't go out here and start getting stuff you don't need, is what I'm saying.
Right. I mean, I'm the Internet Truck Stop. I've had mine so long, I pay $35 a month because I've had it for, I don't even know, 10 years. So I'm grandfathered in. So you guys are paying a lot more than I'm even paying because I've had mine for so long that they just left me at the 35. So besides that, it's not about the expenses it's about the mental game, the knowledge and the ability that you have mentally that make you the money on your brokerage. It's not about the expenses it costs. Like trucking, there's a lot of expenses, so you need to make a lot of money to cover those expenses. The broker side's a lot of mental game, and that knowledge and that being able to do all the mental game is why you make the money on the brokerage side. Do you agree?
Yeah. It's definitely it's more than just paying for it. Yeah, the expenses might be low, but the thing is about people fail to realize, you got to get shippers, but you're going to also run into the issue. You got to get that. You might get the shipper, but you got to get that product from point A to point B, which means you need a carrier. I hope you understand how hard it is to get carriers to pull your freight. You know, that's something that needs to be talked about a lot. It's very hard. It's very hard to get carriers to pull your freight as a new broker. My situation is a little bit different because I have drivers, but I'm speaking on a perspective of a new brokerage with none of that stuff. So you coming in with a new brokerage, you don't have a carrier side. You just a new broker, flat out of nowhere, and you're trying to move freight. You're going to run into an issue, and it can get very, very stressful trying to move that product from point A to point B because you don't have the carrier. You might have a shipper, but you don't have a carrier to move it. So you pretty much going to have to really grind to get a carrier to move your product. Whether you got to pay that carrier 50% up front and 50% later, you're going to have to move that product, because one thing you don't want to do is tell a shipper, yeah, I can do it, and you don't have a carrier to move it. Now you're looking crazy. And, you know, when you run out of time, you got to figure it out. So one thing you don't want to do is tell somebody you have something you don't. So you definitely got to make sure that you got a carrier in place ready to go when you're trying to move that product.
Yeah, and all the other mental games of it when things go awry, per se, or other aspects of it to make sure that you're handling it before properly and not setting yourself up for a lawsuit or something like that. And that's the mental game of the brokerage side.
Yep, most definitely. Somebody asked a question. No, let us know if you have to take a vaccine. No, I don't have to. Certain states you gotta take a vaccine, but I'm going to Mexico. I do have to. Well, I'm gonna do it anyways. I'm gonna take a COVID test before I leave. I have to take one coming back. But you don't need a vaccine card or anything. I know certain countries, I think Greece, certain countries like Thailand and stuff like that, you need that vaccine card or something like that. But you know, I don't plan on going out there anytime soon. So, but when the time comes, you know, I'll do. You know, if I have to take one, it is what it is. I really don't want to because. Like it feels like from what I've seen, that shot, you take the first shot, it's like you have COVID, and then you got to take a second shot, which is even worse. It's crazy. I don't know, but when the time comes, it comes. What up, Eddie?
Yeah, I agree. I'm not a shot person. I have an immune system. I'll let it handle it for now.
Yeah, so I'm kind of chilling on that one, but all the drivers are here, man. We're here ready to get loaded up, run this product, and make money. You know, that's what it's all about.
Did you end up hammering those other loads out that you got on yesterday? The broker sent you?
I got one driver out, 2 drivers here. I'm doing one. And then I got another driver doing the flowers. Doing the flower runs. So he's doing that today. He did it yesterday, he's doing it today. So he's doing that for right now. So that's yeah, he's on the dedicated joint right now. For right now. But yeah, we're moving forward on it. You know, we got the new shipper coming up in July. I know we talked about that. That's another dedicated lane, Monday through Friday. So and that's easy money, 150 miles every day. Home every day situation too, you know. So it's coming along, man. It's coming along. Like I said, it's getting up there. I remember the fact the company called my phone talking about, man, you doing numbers like that already? I was like, he told me the numbers I did. I didn't even know I was doing those numbers. But I was like, yeah, I mean, it's coming along. I already knew it was gonna blow up. You know, it's just a matter of time putting things together, getting your system in place, you know, whether it's TMS system, having the proper one for your situation. You know, I had to change up that a little bit. I'm changing up the DAT board. I'm gonna switch over to Internet Truck Stop. I got a CRM system that keeps contacts in place, follow-ups and stuff like that. That's $15. I forgot about that. That's $15 a month. But I got a lot of things I switched over, you know. I was playing around with TMS systems. I was using Truck Logic. I was playing around with Trucking Office. And then I finally found the one that worked for me, which was Pro Transport, because I was able to use it for my carrier and my brokerage at the same time. Because I was flip-flopping using 2 different TMS systems, and I didn't like doing all that. And the thing is, by Pro Transport, it was connected to my factoring company, where my thing was I got tired of going to another platform just to upload invoices. With Pro Transport, I can hit one button and send it, and I'm done. So that worked out. That was a big thing for me. And but it's just figuring out different things that work best for your situation. They got millions of TMS systems out here. All of them do certain things. You know, you got to figure out which one is cost. You know, works for you, for your pockets. I think the one I use is it's a little bit more expensive than what I was using, but it was more of an investment for my situation for the for the long term. So I think I pay about, for both of them, I pay about $300 a month for that, but that's for my brokerage and my carrier. So
right.
That worked out for me. And that pays for itself. You know, you want to run load, and that take care of that.
And this is also some of the stuff now that this technology makes it where a little guy can almost be as big as a mega carrier. This technology, combining all this, you can do a lot with that technology yourself, where you don't have to hire a bunch of people to handle all this. You know, you can just be doing it, and just like the mega carriers hire a bunch of people, it makes life easier. And it's the same thing. I mean, it's all about also knowing, hooking up with the right people and getting the right information. Just like I have. I hooked up with Freight Connect, and he's the type of guy that will go out and do your cold calls and help find you a customer if you're not that type of person. If you're better at, because there's a lot of times as a broker, it's tough to make the cold calls and get in the door. That's what he does. So it's just kind of hooking up with the right people that you can either invest the money when you're ready to do certain things into trailers or equipment, but to do it when you're ready at the pace you're ready to do it.
Right.
That's the key thing. If you don't need something, don't get it. Like I tell people, get your brokerage and then stick it in your pocket for 6 months. You're not going to use it, but have it if you're a carrier.
Right.
Because it can just for very cheap, you don't even need to have internet truck stop or anything for it in the beginning to just let it sit for 6 months. You just need your LLC, your FMCSA filing, your bond, and your UCR, and it can sit until you're ready to use it. And as you know, it might take 6 months before a carrier is willing to work with your brokerage because you're too new, and 6 months they start to work with you.
Yeah.
So I tell people to get it, let it sit, because then it's just doing nothing but gaining interest and gaining time, which will be easier to get credit with carriers once it's been open for 6 months.
Exactly. That's what I probably should have. I might have did that, but like I said, it probably worked out for me. I kind of just, I could have got the broker. I could have got the little broker package when I first activated my carrier authority. But it kind of worked out for me because I got the trailers, I had the equipment, I kind of dived in, and I was able to move freight. It took me about a month before I got my first customer, because I had to go get all my BOLs, look through them, call them, and see who had the freight, who was gonna give it to me, let them know that I got a trucking company as well. So it took me about a month to get my first customer, and then I ended up getting my second customer from another customer.
Right.
Which I still had that customer, which was, I started making phone calls, and I told him, I ran a freight for you a couple months ago, whatever the case was, and it wasn't that time to move their freight. So, it was produce, so which starts around June, and I'm getting another customer, which starts in July. So I ended up having both of them, plus the flower people. So that worked out for me, and I'm pretty good. My position though, you gotta understand my position though. I don't need to be going out here, especially if my brokerage is agent based. I don't need to be going out here getting a whole bunch of customers. I let the agents do that. There's times where I can get customers if I choose to, and just give them to my agents and let them handle it. The broker is always going to generate revenue because the agents are commission based. So, like I said, that's just like me getting customers. The way I think about it is like, for fun, because in reality, I don't really need to be doing that. I just need to be focusing on the back office because that's enough work for me already to be doing. But I can do stuff like that with the 3 customers. I can leverage it a little bit where I can get 100% of it all the time, or I can give it to an agent and let them work it, and I'll get back whatever the agent's getting, and do it like that. But we're looking to bring on more agents real soon. The thing is about bringing on agents, especially new agents. I have to train them. That takes time. You have to train them. I have to train them. It takes time out my day of the work I already have to do. And that can be very costly for me because that takes away from what I'm doing. So the past 2 weeks I've been training. Boom, 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 training. So I got people in place right now where I have a dispatcher now on my carrier side where they're able to handle everything on the carrier side without me being there. I might glance at it a little bit to make sure they're doing the proper things, make sure the driver's getting paid, but I don't have to be all the way focused on the carrier side right now because they're fully trained. Then I got my dad on board. That's another thing that I brought him on board because he's retired. You know how it is. Older guys.
Whoa! What are you trying to say here?
He's retired twice, military. So he how it is. They be at the house chilling. With my mom or whatever the case may be. You know how that goes. They need to do something. As men, we need to do something.
No, I understand.
I gave him a job to help out, on the accounting side or whatever. And I'm about to train him up for the next. He's going to training right now, for the next 2 weeks until I get back. And then we got another agent coming on board. We got 2 more agents coming on board in the near future as well. So we are growing, but. We just got to take it one day at a time. These guys got to be properly trained on the brokerage side. Because one thing you don't want to do has missing paperwork, things confused, people not getting paid, carriers. Well, my factoring company pays the carriers, so we don't have to worry about that. We just got to make sure the proper paperwork is in place. So that takes time, repetition. I can talk about it all the time, but they have to actually do it. So they can understand what's going on.
Right. And that's what, like I said, I just did I keep referencing my thing, but I keep putting out, I just did something in regards to a news article about a brokerage that the guy hired him because he was awesome at sales, but when it came down to everything else, he sucked. And now the brokerage is technically going, being sued for bankruptcy type stuff because although the guy could sell, he couldn't handle any other aspect of the brokerage and didn't turn in paperwork and was doing a bunch of other stuff. So that right there got the brokerage in trouble, and that's what you're talking about. It's making sure that you hire the right people and oversee them, but you're delegating these other things to other people.
I saw your video too, a little bit of it about guys booking freight with carriers and they're not having the proper stuff. That's a big issue right there. You can't just get any carrier to haul your freight. You got to really do a thorough background because some of these, like you said, some of these carriers be winging it. They'll have the proper insurance and they'll take it off and they put it back on and all this. You got to watch out for stuff like that. I don't even want to pull. Yeah, the required is $750,000 to move the freight, but I'm not brokering any freight to anybody unless you got that $1 million that liability. It is what it is. Because one thing I'm for sure, I'm not going to get jammed up with something and something happens. It doesn't matter if it's going 30 miles.
Right. I'm
not doing it. It is what it is. You got to make sure, these carriers have the proper things in place for them to haul your freight. You know what I'm saying? I ran into an issue with one of the carriers. He had his authority taken away from him. Then he got it back. So I had to really look at that because I saw, you sent me a paper that says the FMCSA activated your authority again, but I still got to check and make sure you ain't pulling one because anybody can get a piece of paper and edit it. You know what I'm saying?
Photoshop it is.
Yeah, there's so much technology going on. You can do a lot of things with paperwork. So, but yeah, those are things you got to check. Make sure these carriers have things in place because, like you said, a guy he had a load in Washington. He put it on the rail yard or something like that.
Yeah, he's still dealing with that.
Yeah, he tried to bring it over, and the broker didn't even know. The broker didn't even know what was going on.
Yeah, I can tell that one real quick. That's a great story. I'm still talking to him about that. He's still having an issue with this load. Basically, he's moving apples out of the Northwest, and they pay by the ton, and they're supposed to go down to like Alabama and Indiana and all these other places. So this carrier's got, let's just say it's an overseas carrier. Leave it at that. Probably out of Chicago. So he basically has a truck up there, a bobtail up there, grabbing his trailer up there. He takes it for like $7,000 or $8,000 or whatever. I don't know the exact numbers, depending on where it's going to go. He's taking it to the rail yard, paying the rail to run it down there, and only pays the rail like $500. And then the rail runs it all the way down there to wherever it's going, and he's got another truck at the other end. But the problem is when you put something on a rail, something that could take 5 days could take 2 weeks. So he's got these load of apples on, and then he's calling the broker and just saying, oh, my truck broke down. Every single time when his truck didn't break down, he's basically waiting for the rail to drop this trailer load of apples off. So now what they're doing is, well, they're doing something to try to fix this problem. I won't say just in case. But they're doing something to try to fix this problem. And he's just, what are you going to do? I mean, the guy's got the equipment. What are you going to do? You're going to have to wait till the apples get there. And then, of course, apples start rotting because it's not in a reefer trailer. It's in a dry trailer. And now at the other end, he's getting claims because some of the apples are being kicked off because these ones are rotten. It's like, oh, you got to be. And these are the carriers you don't know. You don't know this stuff. And you put them on your load hoping for the best. And this is why you got to be careful that load goes sometimes.
Yeah, you can get in a lot of trouble. Lawsuits, dealing with people's product. Because for one thing, it's not the broker's product. It's not the carrier's product. It's the customer's product. So, you can see where I'm going with this. You can get in a lot of trouble. Don't let it be a Walmart load either. You can get in a lot of trouble doing something like that. That's technically stealing.
Right.
That's federal.
Dude, and I go over another one in my class that for blind shipment stuff, and I'm like, wow. And I show a video of a certain blind shipment, and it's like, wow. And I explain that type of stuff in my class, and it's just a lot of you have no idea that if it can be scammed, it will be scammed. And the more money that's out here, the more opportunities you're going to have now for people to do these scams. So when money's booming, your brokerages have to be extra cautious because of the money that's booming out here.
Exactly. Somebody had a question. Yeah, my TMS system does that. It does it automatically. Deducts the fuel. I can integrate my fuel card to the system, and it takes it out automatically. Before I was doing it manually.
So it automatically pulls out?
Huh?
It automatically pulls it out of the information on your TMS?
Yeah, I got it integrated through. I got my Pro Transport is integrated with EFS.
Wow.
And it pulls it out on the settlement automatically. I was like, that's a win.
Yep.
That's a win.
That's impressive.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, it was pretty all right. But like I said before, I was doing it manually. How much is that TMS a month? The one I use, I got a brokers and carrier, so it's $300 a month. But they got a lot of extra stuff in it where if you want to integrate, you can integrate Keep Trucking. I know because I got Keep Trucking. You can integrate ELD, integrate fuel cards. I think somehow you can do like a driver's app. You can have drivers scan stuff and it'll upload it automatically. You can send rate cons and stuff like that automatically. It does a lot of stuff.
Does it pings does it keep track where your trucks are and stuff through your ELDs?
Yeah, it does that. They got that feature on there too.
Wow.
But if you're just getting one, I think it's $150 a month. Yeah, it's $150 a month for the license. It's $150 if you're just getting a broker, a carrier or broker. TMS part is I think it's $150. So I paid $300 because I got a brokers and a carrier. So, and I think you can get like 2 users that can get on there for the free. And it's pretty cool, Like I said, I got it because it was connected to RTS, and I got a deal because I'm factoring with RTS, so I got a bit of a discount. So that price might be different, but I don't know. But I can definitely put y'all on. I can probably put in the comment section if y'all interested on that TMS system. But
You need to
before I was
contact
using,
them and get a link. You need to contact them and get a link.
yeah, I know I got to get the link. That's why I haven't really
Maybe get them a discount. Since they're impressed about the business you're doing there. You get a link, get them a discount. I'm telling you, come up like a tow truck.
Yeah, I got to get one. That's why I haven't really been putting it out there until I've been working on the link. But because I know RTS been wanting me to pump that out for a minute. They found out I had a YouTube channel, and now they want me to, put it out there or whatever. But they pretty cool. They all right,
Yeah, 'cause one of the other things I'm looking to do is I'm hoping with the show is be able to get hooked up with that FreightWave sonar that I talk about, and kind of break that down for people, which will kind of tell you what areas are looking good and things like that, and in regards to that type of stuff. That's something else people should look into, is that FreightWave sonar. If you got some carriers, and you're running trucks and you're not just running your own customer freight, or if you're a brokerage, and I explained that in one of my videos, but I'm going to go over that kind of in detail after I talk to another person about it. That's a huge thing, is that FreightWave sonar. It's not like the 15-day average. It's actually telling you that loads that, like if a broker cancels a load because they don't have capacity, they're actually telling you load tender cancellation in what areas. And that's like seeing the future. That's a big deal, that one. And I got to do a little bit more research into it, but that's definitely a big one also. But it ain't cheap. It's not cheap at all. But then again, something shouldn't be cheap, because not everybody should have access to it. Let's put it that way. That way I can get it.
Eddie, yeah, they do the counting. They have a ledger on there. They have a ledger on there where it keeps up with all your accounting and stuff like that. What goes like accounts payable, accounts receivables. You can put like your bank info in there. Not like the routing number or whatever, but like the accounting number. It tells you, what went in that bank account and all that. So they do all that. Keep up with your revenue. Yes, pretty much the same question. Yeah, it does all that stuff, man. That TMS system, man, is crazy. But you definitely gotta have to do training on it to understand it. They be having like live training, Zoom calls and stuff like that, which is what my dad's in. He's in the training course. He did 3 last week and did 3 this week, and then I'll, we'll put him on, I'll just go over some things, how I do it or whatever, and I'll cut him loose and let him do his thing.
Is it making the broker breakfast in the morning yet? I want to see his voice.
It's helping me out a lot. I know that. It's really cool what it does, man. I just like the fact that the integrations and all that stuff. What I was doing, because I was using Trucking Office. Trucking Office was pretty cool for the carrier side for what it does. It was very simplified. I do recommend Trucking Office. It's only for one truck is only like $35 a month, but it didn't do what I need to do with the broker side. So that's why I didn't want to have 2 different TMS systems, jumping back and forth, and all that. So I went totally laptop side. Now I don't do the TMS system on the phone anymore. I was doing it off the phone because I was only having the carrier side. It was pretty easy. But,
so is it a web-based system?
Nah, it's something you got to install it on your computer.
You install, so it has to be on the computer that you have. So you can't just log in. Okay.
Yeah, you have to install it on. It's not website based. You have to install it on your computer. So that's something that you have to look into too. If you're on a truck still, that might not be for you. Because you have to, unless you got your laptop on there. But
is it Windows and Mac?
Huh?
Or is it just Windows? Do they do Windows and Mac?
Yeah, they do both.
Okay.
Yeah, they do both. But it's a good tool, But you definitely got to use the laptop. Trucking Office, that is website based. You can use Trucking Office, $35 a month. It started getting high for me, where I was paying like $80 a month. With the trucks I have, they do it by trucks. They do it by units. So I have technically five 5 units, so it started to be like $80 a month. And I was like, well, I might as well go ahead and get Pro Transport, maybe additional money. So that's why I say it's more of an investment for me, but it was a big upgrade for me. With me being off the truck, you might see me on the truck here and there, from time to time, but like this load right here is going right back to Richmond where I live. So I'm gonna be off the truck by noon, probably noon, 1 o'clock. I have time to go back home, finish up some paperwork, and that's pretty much my day. I won't do no long distance. I won't do nothing that's like 200 miles. I try to stay under there, because it's gonna take me all day, and then I got to get back home and do more work. So if it's something that's reasonable, I can get off. Let's do it. So when somebody got some, I'm not ready to switch. My brain is too tired to learn something else. I will be switching the first of next year. I need something cloud-based. Yeah, they're definitely cloud-based. You can you don't need like you can save all your files or rate confirmations and BOLs onto the system, and then like I said, I'm connected with RTS. You send it to the county, hit that button, everything's invoiced. You're done. Everything's processed.
So somebody asked, which one would you recommend using? So I have 2 questions for it. Which one would you recommend a new person using with a smaller fleet?
Trucking office.
Trucking office?
You use trucking office. I like trucking office.
At what point would you tell them that it's time for them to upgrade, in your opinion?
You can use trucking office to build a fleet just for a carrier side. I think I like trucking office, but like I said, I had a brokerage too, so
Gotcha.
it didn't make sense for me to keep. They don't use the brokerage TMS on trucking office. That's mainly just for the carrier side. But yeah, trucking office, use it. It's simple. It's simplified. It doesn't make it hard. They make it very simple, easy to do. You can generate settlements, and all that. That's all you need.
Basically, the change to the brokerage is when you need to look for something else. But just a carrier, you can use that up for 10, as many trucks as you want, based on perfect.
You start getting a brokerage, you need to look at something else, because trucking office doesn't do broker side. So that's what the issue I was running to, because I was using the SIN too. So I had trucking office, then I had a SIN. So I was bouncing back and forth. I was like, the SIN was okay, but it was like, they was doing too much. Like it didn't, it integrated with DAT and all that, but it was a little bit complicated for me. I want to say complicated, but it's a little bit. I had to keep calling to understand something. Like, why do y'all do it like that? You know what I'm saying? Like, why is it like
fluid?
This?
It wasn't fluid.
It's like, if I gotta keep asking that question, like, then it's not for me. I don't have to keep calling you to ask why y'all do it like this, or and then they be like, okay, what can we do to improve it? I'm like, all right, for me saying that to you, y'all not gonna approve it right away.
Right.
That's gonna take time. That's something you gotta, go dive in the system and change. But the SIN was like, I was like, nah. It was cheap though. It was $69 a month, but it was more like, let me look at something else. And then that's when Pro Transport came on board, and they offered me the deal since I was with RTS. So I was like, well, they did everything I needed to do. I didn't have to go to my factoring company to upload invoices and stuff like that. I can just hit one button and everything's invoiced. And I was like, that probably gave me the edge right there to go over there.
Yeah, because I used a SIN in the beginning, and I thought the same. And somebody sent me a SIN to look at, and I thought the same thing. It was just real choppy. It wasn't fluid. You know what I mean? It was like I this, and then I got to do this, and I'm like, what are you doing? Why are you making? I thought this was supposed to be easier. I'm now working harder, and it wasn't fluid. A SIN just isn't that. Yours sounds a real, like boom, boom, boom. A SIN is.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. You still got to do training videos, stuff like that. But they actually, answer I got the actual person's phone number. Like, they answer the phone. What it's saying, you got to go through all these calls and all this, and then you ask them a question, and they're like, "Oh, we don't know. Let me call somebody else." Like,
yeah.
Huh? So that's why I was like, nah. See, I don't have time for this, man. But when I got Pro Transport, you ask them a question, they do right away. They even connect to they can even connect to your computer and do everything for you. You know what I'm saying? They got control of your computer, whatever.
Right.
You know, and walk you through it, which was pretty cool. That's why I said technology is crazy. You know, they send you an email, a link, you click it, and now they have control of your computer, and they can update it, whatever the settings to show you whatever you need to show you, and it's pretty cool. Zoom calls to do all that, live trainings. So where I don't have to train my agents, I can send them to the training. They take care of it. We're good to go.
That's nice, right there. That's nice.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. So like I said, my brokerage is agent based. I don't have time. That's gonna take a lot of time of what I'm doing to train somebody on a TMS system. So them offering that live trainings helped me out a lot. You know, that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
so
that's nice.
After 14 years, you can't never know enough. That's facts, one man. Yeah. Trucking office, Google it. I think I still got the thing. Well, it's on my other phone, but yeah, Google it. They got an app too. I didn't really use the app, but I used the website part. But it's a lot of manual entry though, but it help you understand, you know, the process of entering, you know, point A to point B's and rate confirmation, doing settlements, stuff like that, you know. So I don't know if there's any more questions.
I didn't see any. If anybody has questions, fire away.
I gotta Google. Yeah, Eddie. Yeah, it does get it gets a lot of manual entry once you get up the trucks, but it does what it needed to do. It does what it needs to do. So it's not you know, it is what it is. You know, anything else, you know, you're gonna be at the more on the laptop side. Like a send, you have to be on the laptop.
Yeah.
You can't be on the phone doing it. Trucking office, you can be on the phone and do it. But some of these TMS systems, man, you're gonna have to be on the laptop. You know, I think Truck Logics. I tried to play around with Truck Logics. I gave them like 3 days, and then and that was that. But they got a lot of cool features on Truck Logics. But it was like I said, what you said, choppy.
Yeah,
it was just everything was just all on one, and it looked confusing. Trying to ask questions, they want you to hit the message button. Like what? The message button. Nobody's answering you. It's like nobody answers the phone. They're at lunch. Like y'all at lunch 24 hours. Like I was like, man.
Will, it looks like Will's got a question. Will Sosa. You know, I can't.
Well, you speaking on a brokerage or the carrier? Will, because on a carrier, you can't technically just sit on it unless you're willing to pay. You gotta pay that insurance. If you got money stacked up, yeah, you can go for it. But on the broker side, yeah, you can pay for the insurance for the whole year. It's cheap. It's credit based. So
right. I mean, mine was $1,500. His was better than mine. My credit score was probably a little lower at the time I got it. But besides that, yeah, you can sit on that fairly cheap on that brokerage and just stick it in your pocket, doesn't in your expenses. Because like I said, you don't have to have the DAT board to post loads if you're not posting loads. And I even got guys that basically they started their brokerage and they're only using their brokerage to feed their trucks, just like Cooley did in the beginning. So they didn't even need to post loads because they were just running it down to their trucks.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. That's just. That's just how I did it, you know. On the carrier side, yeah, you can. Yeah, if you got money, set aside. But that insurance, the only way it's going to go active, you bind the insurance. So you have to have auto liability attached to it. In cargo, I mean, auto liability in cargo. So if that's not attached, it's not going to be active. So if you got cash to just sit on and let it just come out, You can do it, but you can set your cargo, like I was saying earlier, you can set your cargo at 750 and then increase it when you're ready to go. That'll help you out a little bit, but you still got to pay for insurance monthly.
Hang on, I want to run the miles for Mr. Love Cash.
A broker just hung on my ear. He said, I go to Lakeland, Florida, and I said 4,000 from Edison, New Jersey. I don't blame you, man. I probably would have said the same thing. Well, Florida's booming, so he already know you can get freight out of there. So, Edison, New Jersey, $4,000, a bit of a reach. Probably, and you talking about dry van too. Yeah, you probably just don't want to go to Florida. That's probably what it is. Cause I be like that too sometimes, man. Somewhere I don't want to go, a broker hit me up. I give you this, I tell them some outrageous number. They be like, "Come on, man, let's be reasonable." I was like, "That's what it is, man." You know. He's like, "All right, man. Well, I appreciate talking to you."
Yeah, because that's what we got for the miles on that one. Miles is
the bond. The bond does change. If your credit's better, you can ask for a cheaper rate.
Yeah, they'll rerun it.
You can negotiate that. So when I did mine, I got it for $1,250 for the whole year. My credit score was probably like a 740 or something like that, maybe 745. It went up, so I'm at like a 760 something now. So, we try to keep it up there. When the time comes, I'm gonna negotiate it and try to get a cheaper rate.
Yeah, for that one, I would probably be 33. Probably 33 be the high end of that Florida load, to be honest. It'll probably be the 25.3. So he's probably in at 4, just so you know. He's probably in at 4, maybe 35.
Yeah, he probably would have. Yeah, he probably had $3,000, 25, $3,000, somewhere around there.
$3 a mile is 33.47. So
yeah, because you can get good freight coming out of Florida. You're going to a good area,
right? And especially, I see van or reefer though, because it's produce down there too, and some coming out of there too. But he's van.
He's van, but he can get some produce. It depends if it's van. But I think he's doing power only though, so that's going to affect the rate too. He's using somebody's trailer.
Oh, okay.
So he probably won't even get that 33. He might get 25.
yeah, then he might be.
But that's what it is. I booked a load of Rochester, New York to Lakeland for $5,000. That was that's a good rate. $5,000 from Rochester. Ooh. You up there? Oh man, I'm just trying to stay in the Northeast. Yeah, you love the Northeast, man. I don't know how you do it. I can't stand it. I just can't deal with it, man. It's just so much ignorant stuff out there, man. It's just bridges and stuff, man. You just gotta be very careful out there. PA is probably as first I go. I don't even like to pass Jersey. I won't go past South Jersey. After that one situation I had in Patterson, New Jersey, I would never go up there again, man. You pick up a load going to NY boroughs for 2,000 plus. Nah, Brandon don't be going to the boroughs. He be going to like northern New York. He said I borrowed a trailer, but I just don't return it. You doing loadouts? You don't return it.
What? Oh.
What up, Virgil?
What? I gotta mark down Brandon. Don't use Brandon. No, just kidding.
How long was your authority active before you were able to get direct customers? Mine is only a month old. You talking about the brokerage or the carrier? Malcolm. That's the brokerage. Yeah, like I said, it took a month. I started the brokerage at the end of January. I started the LLC in January. I went active a month later in February, and I got a customer in March, April. No, might have been April. Yeah.
How much were you calling? How hard were you working?
I was calling. I was calling. I was every day. I was probably calling, emailing. You know, like I said, the agent got a customer before I did. She got a customer in 2 weeks. When she came on, she got a customer in 2 weeks, and she had moved the load with a carrier, all that in 2 weeks. So, she just used what she knew already. She, you know, her, she kind of just used what she already knew, like the information she had got from. I think she did like a class with Lady Logistics or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Is it Lady Logistics or Trucking Guru or something like that? I forgot which one it was, but she did a class with them, and she made it happen. I just touched up on a couple things. I did it, and next thing you know, she had a customer in 2 weeks. So, but for me, it took about, you know, it took me a little bit while. It took me longer. About like April. I want to say about April till I got the first customer, like the beginning of April. But yeah, everybody's situation, it depends how hard you go. Cold calls, cold emails. I did a couple pull-ups with my card. I got my cards. I always keep my cards on deck in the truck.
And every driver has cards, right?
Yeah, they got cards too. I keep cards on me. I got cards in my car. I got cards in the house. I got cards on my truck. You never know. Gotta be ready. Gotta be ready. You know, so that's how you do it. You know, certain places I don't do, like you can't do it to like a transfer place. You know what if you're in a reefer, you know what a transfer storage is, like a Americo's or Line is. Those are not customers. Those are holding places.
Right.
So they're gonna be like, well, you got to talk to where the customer is.
Yeah, we don't ship. They're gonna say.
Yeah. So that's where I'm at right now, is a Line.
Can you broker tanker loads? Yes, you can broker tanker loads as a broker. Absolutely. You want to know what you're doing by making sure that if it's a hazmat, if it's things like that. But yes, you can broker tanker loads.
Amsterdam, New York. You out there, man. You working too hard, Brandon. You working too hard, man. It's a big world. Downtown, about to get low. Okay, you in out of town. You up there where Dirty at? I think Dirty live near out of town. I run it once a month, then I take the trailer for about 3 months. You got some crazy deal going on, Brandon.
We'll leave it at that.
Time is 8:22. How long? Oh yeah, I answered that question already. Okay. Dang, you in Manhattan? Woo.
That's too much. I'm from New York, and that's too much New York for me. I don't even go to Manhattan.
That's a bad place to be a trucker.
Sure is.
Man, I remember I went to New York for my first time, man. All I can remember is everybody honking the horn. Like, god damn. And I was looking at Coca-Cola drivers. They don't even use semi trucks out there. They use the little side joints with the doors on the side. Side loads. I see why. But yeah, I couldn't do it, man. You're a good one for that one. You're a good one, man. I can't deal with it.
D-Wash says his wife's going through the trucking guru right now. I'd actually like D-Wash, if you can hook up to my page and shoot me an email. When she's done, I'd like to ask her my 3 questions, and I want to see if she can answer my 3 questions. Because I seem to be finding a lot of classes that they don't go over what my questions are, and they're pretty important. So if you're willing to do that, I'd just like to see if my 3 questions can be answered after her class. And they might. I don't know if I've dealt with anybody like that, but it's something that you definitely want to know as a broker, and I don't think it's being taught Like I said, I'm not saying anybody's class bad. It's just it's the avenue that doesn't seem to be being taught because it's not the money making avenue. They're not teaching the, they're talking sell, and make all the money, but they're not kind of teaching the possibilities of problems. Let's see. Is it like that in Boston? Nothing but honking at you in the room. Makes you have a question.
I have one for you, man. They get out that petrol. The petrol.
Got my.
I'm in Bordentown, New Jersey. The petrol is trying to finesse a broker. Bordentown, New Jersey.
All right, Cooley. Let me explain my situation again.
All right, we're ready.
How about explaining it? Okay, I do pro only for a Target once a month. I keep their trailer for about 2 or 3 months, bro. Then I go back to Target and do pro only again. On that list, it's got 500 trailers, bro, that we can pick up from up there. But these trailers are leased out through JB Hunt. This is JB Hunt contract. They don't give a fuck what I do, bro. Because when I come out to Target, I got off an empty anyways. So I just keep the trailer and do what I want to do. I've been doing it for like 3 years, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that shit worked for me, but that's only in my area. That's a lit ad. Other than that, bro, I would have been in my trailer by now.
You must have did something to do it.
Nah, the broker just trust me, bro. Because I've been doing it leased on, and I got my own authority now. So he like, bro, I don't care. Keep it.
Oh, who you was leased on to?
Blue Diamond out of Maine.
Blue Diamond.
You know, Falcon, they got reefers.
You said who?
You know that company used to in 95, Falcon, they got reefer trailers.
Oh yeah, I know Falcon. Blue Diamond.
Yeah, but that's the same company, bro.
Where they out of?
They out of Maine.
Oh, they out of Maine.
Yes, bro.
I'm out of Maine. Blue Diamond. I don't even know if I know him.
Falcon Transport.
Oh, Falcon. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, I was leased on them for about 2 years. So that account been going on for like three or four. So.
Oh, that's crazy. Well,
how long are you supposed to have the trailer for?
They didn't say. I just keep it, bro. I keep it and use it, but I don't go too far with it. I just run Northeast though.
So do you like the Northeast, or you run the Northeast because you have to run the Northeast?
No, I like the Northeast, bro. I like the Northeast because the rates, and I don't got to drive for it, bro, to make money.
That's a first.
I love the Northeast, bro. I mean, it's tolls up here, bro, but I charge a broker for the tolls, bro. So if I go like 200 miles, I'm getting $1,400, bro. Easy. That's normal up here, bro, because I've been doing it for like 2 years. So I know it's normal.
Are you from that area?
No, I'm from VA, bro. I live by Cooley.
I'm in your city right now.
Yeah, you can trust me. You get that seafood warehouse. I know where you at.
Yeah.
By the food line. Yeah, I'm gonna come rob you now, joking.
Yeah, I'm
I
over
know
here,
exactly where you at, bro. You post that picture of the containers there, bro. I like, yeah, I know where you at, bro. I know exactly where you at.
Yeah, I'm over here, the food line over there, I think.
What was that picture of those? Where was that? Was empty containers, basically?
I don't know if they're empty, or I don't know if they're full, but either way, that's a lot of containers that's sitting here for this place.
Wow.
They're just sitting here. Like, those need to be at a dock, or they need to be on a ship or something. It's never like that. It's like 50 trailers out here just sitting. All up here, all over here, all on the side. They got all over the back there.
I wonder if you should ask what's going on with those trailers. Get them inside information, man. Like, hey, you guys got a lot of trailers back there. What's going on with those? They might just be using them as storage, waiting for it to be picked up and brought back to the port.
Yeah, I don't know. It's crazy. That's like you said. We talked about it yesterday about the ports.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking they're loaded and they need to hit a dock. Because I see him pulling them. He's pulling them, and he's bumping the docks with them. I'm thinking they're loaded. They got to be loaded. But they ain't got. That's a lot of loaded containers, man.
It sure is.
Oh, y'all talking about PA or whatever. That's why them brokers return trailer ASAP or they'll charge. Oh, you talking about Brandon? I don't think if he's keeping it that long, I don't think they're charging him.
Oh, if they are, the bill he's going to have when he takes it back is going to be monstrous, right?
Yeah.
Here's your invoice. You owe us. What?
I guess that works out for you then, because you trying to find a trailer, a drive-in. Good luck, and especially in Virginia where we got almost 7 Amazons.
Oh, no.
Ridiculous.
Who does the maintenance on the trailer? Do you do the maintenance on it?
Oh, Brandon?
Yeah. Did we leave it? Did he leave him? Brandon?
He might be eating his apple. That boy loves some apples, man. I ain't never seen. God dang. Let me see somebody eat so many. Is he loaded already?
What, your crew?
Yeah, one of the drivers loaded before I was. He going up the road. I'm only going back to Richmond though, so it don't matter. Yeah, they probably won't be home until later on. But
That's what I was wondering. Who does the maintenance on that trailer that he's running for that long? He must be doing it, I guess. Tires and stuff.
usually well, I know if I was doing it, I'll be responsible for the maintenance. But that comes out with the rental of a trailer.
Right, because he ain't renting it, right? They're just saying, here's a loadout trailer.
Well, loadout. Well, there's a difference between a loadout and renting. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know if he's doing loadout or he's rental.
That's what I'm saying.
But, I might have a trailer. I actually might rent out a trailer or two. One of them's already rented, actually, but I might continue renting it out. I might rent one more. We'll see, though. We'll see next month. We'll see how the freight is and what's going on.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he must have lost service or something. Wonder what Brandon would do if he get it flat. I think he was broke down the other day. I don't know.
I remember him saying he put 2 legacy seats in there, one for him, one for the passenger. One for him and one for his cooler. Oh, Lord. Tension on deck. T. Hill in the house.
Yo.
Well, man,
Yeah.
or I do if I get a flat. What you mean? What I'm gonna do? I'm gonna call Jimmy Hunt, bro, like I always do. It's their trailer.
Yeah. Brandon's not doing a loadout. He's doing a power only, and he's just keeping the trailer. It's not, it's something that.
Oh, okay.
It's not a loadout. It's not a. They just telling him to pick up the trailer and go deliver it, and then just probably they'll wait for him to call in and say, hey, he's unloaded, and then they'll send him over to another department and they'll tell him where to take the trailer to. So I've done that a lot of times, just like him, but I use it just like for short runs, like 10 miles. So I got a customer where I'll use a JB Hunt's trailer. I don't never do it with Amazon, because Amazon will call you and they'll ping your location for your customer if you take their trailer there, and then they're gonna snipe your customer. So don't ever do it with a Amazon trailer. But a JB Hunt, you could take that trailer, a Snyder trailer, pick up, deliver the product, and then go 5 miles down the road, pick up, and then take that 20 miles down the road, and then call them and say, hey, where y'all want this trailer at? And they'll ask you where you are. You give them the zip code, and they'll find the closest place to you to drop it off.
If I get a flat, bro, I got a fleet code. We're always throwing numbers up there. So if I get a flat, I call Jimmy Hunt roadside, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
I
you
mean,
get a
I
flat,
would
yeah.
try to deliver it, bro. I picked the trailer. I've been doing it for like 2 years, bro. I'm tired.
Right. Yeah, they got so many trailers, and
Yeah.
it's COVID. They don't know what that trailer is. I mean, they ain't even looking for it.
No,
But
bro.
you wouldn't be able to do that with Amazon. Amazon, if
Right.
that trailer go off the path, the beaten path of that geo fencing, they they're gonna be they're gonna be calling you like ASAP.
Yeah, that's why I was shocked. That's why I didn't know if it was a loadout or what it was, because for them to not, Amazon's no joke.
No, what I'm doing though, T, I'm setting me up to get my own trailer. Though. I'm just begging my money right now. I'm trying to buy a cash though, man. But I want a trailer just like I want it brand new, bro. You know what I'm
Why
saying?
why
Bro?
why you want a brand new? What's the difference between a good used trailer and a brand new one?
I don't know. I just want it brand new, bro. I need something fresh, brand new.
Okay.
Listen to Josh.
I had to ask him that question because it got to make business sense. Like for me, I'm not finna spend $60,000 on a brand new trailer, and
This
I'm
man,
gonna put
this
eight
man,
hundred dollar worth of get an $800 run out of it.
this man
It's
about to
gonna
have
take
an
so long.
old Columbia with a brand new drive-in. Make it make sense, man.
Right now if he would have said something like my customer requests that or something
Right.
like then it would make sense. But he's just saying he just want a brand new because he want to ride in a new. Okay,
I
all
like
right.
the word brand new. I like those words.
Brand new.
But you'll
Hey,
be able
hey,
to get a brand new trailer before you get an older trailer.
hey, Brandon, do you wear Jordans, the latest Jordans, the drive truck in?
Hell no, nigga. That's skinny. Doing that. If you look at
Jordans are like $300 a
if you look
pair,
at
$400.
I know, bro, he dressed fresh in the truck, everything, bro. I'm like, bro, do you get dirty?
Somebody got a question, man. You can probably answer that, T Hill.
What's the question? I can't see the chat. I'm rolling.
Go ahead.
He said, I just got my authority waiting to get approved. I know I made a smart move. What is the best way to go through a broker or just start with the load board?
Oh, you gotta work really hard. You're gonna need to go to a broker, and you're gonna need
T Hills, you're breaking all up.
You're breaking up.
Force regen.
Yeah, F only first region, bro.
Hold on, top of the hill. But you're gonna need to do all three. Use every tool when you start your carrier authority. Use every tool you can, and think outside the box. Yeah. Every tool you can, call other carriers to try to find, somebody that'll work with you. Get on the DAT board, because you didn't do all the research before you did it. So it seems like you're just jumping in there. So if you're gonna be a jump in there type of guy, then go ahead and jump in there and see if you're gonna sink or swim. So if that's what you're gonna do, then just jump in there. And when you call on a load with your new authority, and ask about the specifics of the stuff, of the load, where it's going, where it's picking up, and try not to give them your DOT number until the last minute when you get all the information and the information and the details about the load. Because if you just call in there and they say, hey, I'm looking at a load on a load board, and they say, hey, what's your DOT number? And you give it to them, they say, oh, we don't work with you, you're too new. You never got any of the information that you need for intel. You need to be doing intel. Because when you do get seasoned or you get your 30 days, 60 days, or 90 days in, them loads are still going to probably be there. Okay? Because those are what the brokers in there say, that is the low minimum wage board. So those loads are going to be there. Like a McDonald's job, you're going to get minimum wage. So call on the load, get as much information you can, intel about it, and then see if they'll work with you. If they don't, cool. Write them down. Ask them when will you start working with us? They'll give you a date. 30, 60, 90 days out, and then go from there. But you got to do your research on brokers because there are bad brokers.
What?
And they will take advantage of you. And it ain't nobody's fault but your own because you didn't sign up with Great Freight Sage broker class. Okay?
True story.
So,
True story. And this ain't no raggedy ass class, let me tell you.
they will take advantage of you because, like I was telling a trucker named Jay yesterday, truck drivers drive the truck and it's a lifestyle to them. It's not a business to them. It's a lifestyle. Especially when you talk to some truck drivers who their father and their great grandfather used to drive a truck. They're proud to drive a truck. They're proud to pass a test backing up between cones and getting a CDL license. They're proud of that. And it's a lifestyle. For a broker, you're not going to have too many brokers say, hey, my great grandfather used to be a broker. I'm third in line. I'm ready to do this and I'm going to make way more money than he. They're not doing that. They're in it to be a broker. Right. They're in it to make money. And you got to understand that. And so whatever they can use in their toolbox to get you to move the load, that's what they're going to use. And every day, call. Every morning, get up and call on loads. Even if you're not going nowhere, call on the load just to see what's out there. You do not have to accept the load. Call on the load. I would do that every day until don't just get your authority and let it sit in your pocket like he's talking about with a brokerage. Don't do that. Call actively. Call. Once you call, you're going to learn who has what. Ask the question. How many of these loads you get a week? I set brokers up all the time because when I see a load that I see that sounds too good to be true, it probably is. What a broker is doing is trying to get a price for the trucks in that area. So they'll post a load, you'll call on it, and it'll say it's been just posted for 0 minutes. You'll be the first one to call on it. He'll say, oh, it's all. He'll give you all the details and then say, what would you need for something on that load? And you give them a price, it's a wrap because now they don't need you no more. They're just gonna hang the phone up. They're gonna hang the phone up. That load doesn't have to move that day. It can move later that week or next week. He's just trying to figure out what he needs to move that to see what's going on. He's gauging what's going on with the market. He's gauging what's going on with the trucks in the area. They do that a lot, and that frustrates the hell out of me because I need a load. I'm ready to go. I'm a one truck operation, so I don't have time to play. If I'm checking 10 loads, I'm only going to be able to pull one.
Yeah, brokers, man, they rude. Yeah. What's your nickel like on I need 4,000. He's like, bro, I don't got that. Hook up, click up. I'm like, damn, bro. Brokers wild, man. They so rude, bro. You know what
yeah, there's some of them out there, man. You got some funny ones out there, and then you got some good ones.
Yeah.
But like I said, I call TQL, man. I did TQL.
I'm on TQL's do not haul list or something. Because I booked a load with them and they called me back like 20 minutes later and said, oh, I'm sorry, the customer just canceled this load. I was like,
I can check. Let me check.
Shit, I'm the opposite of Cooley, though. I run New Jersey, Maryland.
Email me your MC number.
Yeah, right. I'll give it to you in a second.
Yeah, just email it to me. I can check. Won't tell anybody anything.
Oh, okay. I'll email it to you.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, Wayman Shears he's in the comment section. He says, "Oh yeah, I don't do cheap freight." I will say no in a minute. What is cheap freight?
Oh, here we go. I'm ready.
What is cheap freight? I need him to put in the chat. What is cheap freight?
Hold me back.
That's the number one thing I think this is just something that truck drivers they just toss that around like my truck ain't cheap.
Cheap freight is $1.80 a mile, bro.
Really? Cheap freight's $1.80?
There's people that lease on the companies that make that. What are you talking about?
You gonna hold that price?
Get.
I don't know what cheap freight is. I know my average in Northeast is $5 a mile right now, so I don't know what cheap freight is right now.
You see how we getting a couple different things on what cheap freight is. Nobody can tell you what cheap freight is. Do not listen to when you're new getting your carrier authority. Do not listen to that. I do not haul cheap freight. What you need to do is find out what your numbers are and find out what you need to make to be able to be profitable. Okay, and find out what your bottom line is. And be above that. Anything below that is your quote unquote cheap freight. But when you're new, you need to make sure that you stay profitable so you can stay in business. And if you call brokers and you're down there by your bottom line, they're going to keep you in that area when you call for a good load. When you're trying to negotiate for a good load, a good paying load, they're not going to want to give it to you because you've already taken something where they kind of feel like, oh, you're already good. You've taken $1.80 for a month straight. So we might as well, not give you a $5 load. There ain't no way they're going to give you a $5 load when you're taking loads for $1.08. Okay, we got Eddie in here. He says, cheap freight to him is anything below market rate. Well, we've already just talked about, I don't know if you were in the class earlier, Eddie, but we already talked about market rate is already days behind. It's not the 15-day average. It's the 20-day average is already behind. Am I talking
21.
right? 21 days. All right. So you already 21 days behind with market rate. So how do you find your market rate?
Hang on a second. Hold on. If you're talking to me, hold on, because I'm actually on the phone with a customer. Hang on.
Go ahead.
Hey, yeah, what's going on?
Hey, mute yourself, Ed.
Mute yourself, bro.
As long as it's a square box with 53 foot, doesn't matter. Okay, let me see what I can do on that one, and I'll keep working on that one. I do have a little bit more contacts with that one, and I'll reach out right now, and I'll give you a ring right back. Okay, thanks so much. Bye.
That boy just made $1,000 easy. You hear how that went?
Easy.
Easy.
I can't do it, man. I can beat them, bro.
Oh.
I know. I
can only give you one side. When if somebody calls a customer and I'm online, I'll give you one side, but I obviously can't give you the other.
I'll do it. You do. They got a brokerage. I think it's National Average Trucker. He got a brokerage too. He been giving out games and gems. He on the fleet out of Charlotte, I think.
If you're gonna,
okay.
Hey, wait a minute. If you're gonna do Amazon, go ahead and sign up for Amazon. That's using another tool in the toolbox.
Where we end up going with that cheap freight? Phone rang. What the hell happened?
Cheap freight was anything below market rate for one guy. I don't think Wayman came in and said anything about what cheap freight was to him. I'm pretty sure he probably don't know.
Cheap freight is it's like Isaac's theory of time. Time is relative. So cheap freight to you might not be cheap freight to me. I know guys can haul for 84 cents a mile, and that's their bottom dollar. So at 85 cents, they're turning a profit. So what they don't want to do, he has a paid off truck and he has some other stuff too. What they don't want to do is they'll take a load like I used to do. I used to take loads paying $10 a mile going places with my oversize. But my drivers didn't want to drive back empty. They wanted to be paid to go back, right? Because my drivers were an 80-20 split. So we would take a very light load that might pay $1.15, but his operating cost was $1.05. So that at least didn't cut into his $10 a mile. He got the full $10 to go a mile and went back and turned a very small profit. Now, would I suggest hauling 45, 46, 47,000 pounds for that price? No. But if you can find stuff like even partials, LTLs, or light loads to turn a profit is better than not taking a profit at all. Now, again, it's relative to your costs and where you are and what you're looking. Would I run for $1.10 all the time? No. But would I take a cheap load to get me back to my $10 a mile rather than deadhead? I would. Some guys, well, they would rather deadhead back, but they're going negative to get to that load. I'd rather stay positive if the wheels are turning.
Right.
And then they're like, oh, what about breakdowns? If your truck's going to break down, it's going to break down. It doesn't matter if you're empty or loaded. If it's going to break down, it's going to break down. And if you're factoring on not wanting breakdowns, the only way for it not to break down is to leave it sit, and it won't be breaking down for that portion of it.
And it ain't gonna make no money if it's sitting.
Exactly. So that's your fear. Cheap freight is kind of relative to what the so many other aspects of it. So that's why you guys are like, I don't know how they haul this cheap freight. Well, they're turning a profit. They're turning a profit at $1.10 or $1.50 a mile because they only need $1 a mile to turn that profit. Now, are they maximizing the best profit on that load? Maybe not, but that load could be getting them back to a $6 or $7 a mile load, and they don't want to go back empty.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Another thing I don't think everybody touches on in here, when you go to get your own authority, you not only need to work with the brokers or figure out which brokers to work with you, you're going to have to network with other carriers because that's your competition. Okay, if I'm out here and I'm pulled up to the same dock as the guy next door to me, that's my competition. So I'm gonna go ask him, hey, what are you pulling that for? Or I might look on his paperwork. If he lays it down in the window of the shipping and receiving office, I'm gonna look. I'm gonna look and see what he's pulling it for. If he come in there with that Raycon, I don't come in there with my Raycon. I come in there with a notepad and paper with my pickup numbers on it. I don't have that because the people that work in there, they might be ready to jump into this, and they see, oh, look how much money he's making, and that's your competition. So when you out here, talk to those guys and see what they pulling it for, plus or minus a couple $100, and you'll be in the ballpark.
Yep, this is going to be my agent. Stand by on one. T. Hill, you're in charge.
I'm not in charge. This Cooley's live. He's making all the money. He gonna be working from Dubai. I like to see that. Hey man, when you do that, do a video on that when you overseas, man, and you making money overseas. That's gonna be banging right there. Remote way to run your carrier and your brokerage. That's gonna be the first ever YouTube. We're gonna see that one.
Just hang on. All right. Let me go into. Let me find her email. Hold on a second. I'll put the zip code in. Wisconsin. Bogan Falls, Wisconsin. 53085.
Yeah. Hey Cooley, make sure you do a video of you making money remotely when you go overseas.
I'll go back live, then they can hear me. So post it out for van or reefer. Let's go the full load. Just do full truckload, 53-foot van. Do 44,000 pounds. Do
40, easy.
40,000 pounds.
He says it's Uber Freight a waste of time. No, it's not. It's a tool in your toolbox. You got your toolbox. It don't cost you nothing to sign up with Uber Freight. Sign up with them, see what the loads are, and if you can make money,
Yeah, and then
do it.
and then
If not,
they're
go
looking
on.
for it to load possibly today. But if you can get somebody that can get close, that'll give you a price.
But
Your work day. Perfect.
what's good, Buddha?
Thanks, Mike.
What's going on? What's going on, Cooley? What's going on, boy? I'm trying to turn into you out here, man. I'm trying to turn into you.
Like,
That one Cooley talking. That was me, Brandon.
Oh, Brandon, boy, I'm trying to turn into you too. I'm trying to turn you and Cooley mixed together.
You funny as hell, bro.
Listen, I'm trying to turn to you, Cooley mixed together, man. Real shit, man. Y'all boys got it together, man. I'm working on something though. I make a transition, man. I'm about to make a big transition right now. Y'all know I'm just a company driver right now, but you know I've been doing things, so I'm working on something. I'm trying to get out here. I got to get out here with y'all boys, man. You know,
that's what's up.
I'm working on something. Hell yeah.
You start your
Save
bread.
your money. Y'all know why? Y'all got to save your money. Save the money, man.
Say it again, bro, so they can check that shirt.
All my brothers and sisters in the chat, save your bread.
Save it all, bro.
Save it all, man.
Don't buy no chargers. Don't buy no houses like that.
Man, don't do none of that shit. Don't do if you can't. If it's not an investment, don't do it right now. Don't do it right now. That's my suggestion. But you know, Brandon, you know people gonna do it. Do what you wanna do. But if you in trucking, I feel like you gotta say, yo, hey, man, that's what trucking is about because you never know what's gonna happen. I relate trucking to like the streets. If I'm in the streets and I'm making money, if I got a trap that's going, you understand? The shit ain't gonna last ever. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, you know, just like truck might break down, the track will get shut down. It'll get hot. You know what I'm saying? And you might have to shut that down for a minute. So you gotta say, yo, bread. If I'm making thousands every week, I need to be putting up no less than 500, at least 500. At least 5. If you can't do 5, at least 300 for my company drivers. You understand what I'm saying? They might not be getting that big bread like Cooley and Brandon and them and T Hill and you know what I'm saying? If you're covered at least 300 a week, and tell your old lady fall back, it is what it is. If she ain't helping you, she hurting you. You got to be straight up with her, you got to tell that. You know what I mean? That's what it is. I know y'all love her and all that old Romeo that shit, but if she not helping, she hurt you, bro. Straight up.
What's going on? What's going on, Buddha? I'm back.
Hey, one man about PA, bro.
Man, I thought.
Hey, one man about PA, though. You guys still on the east side, like Allentown and all that stuff. If you still in that area in PA, you can make money, bro.
What's that?
You can't go to Pittsburgh, PA, bro. You ain't make money out there, bro. Ain't no fruit out there, bro.
What's going on in PA?
If you still in PA, 78, 81, you make money. Trust me.
Right. That's a fact.
My, bro.
Hey, and Ethereum Classic, man. Pick up something. Right now it's at $100-something. It ran up and touched 200. Get it right now while it's at while it's under $120. Get it right now. You know what I'm saying?
I got to jump off here. I'm going to jump off here for a little bit, but if you're still on, I'll come back.
All right.
All right. Yeah, man. Hey.
What's going on?
Listen, get in the crypto sector. Cooley, Brandon, all right. Get into the crypto sector, man.
I'm already in crypto.
All right. What you fucking with? You got some Ethereum?
Nah, I'm in Bitcoin. I've been in Bitcoin for a long time.
Bitcoin good. Bitcoin is great. Ethereum too, though. All right, because right now the big institutions, the bank shit, they dealing with utility. You know what I'm saying? Before they deal with Bitcoin is cool, but Bitcoin is a store of value right now. So don't really have much utility. It's too big. It's over $50,000. Like you can't really just use that for everyday currency. Now there is some coins that is gonna be used, like getting Doge, shit like that. Doge coin is good because it got a quick transaction rate, and the fees is very low. You know what I'm saying? But Ethereum has a lot of utility. Okay, big banks and shit like that. And when they start getting into contracts and shit like that, they're gonna be dealing with Ethereum. You had a bank in Europe, or London or whatever, the one of the Rothschild motherfuckers. Y'all just look this shit up. It's a bank in Europe overseas that just purchased a lot of Ethereum. I think it's either a couple billion or a couple of million of Ethereum. Might be a couple of million because Ethereum real high right now. So it's all about utility. So you gotta deal with the shit to be utilized. That's what you gotta deal with right now. So Ethereum gonna do its thing. Ethereum been right. I've been in Ethereum since it was 1700. Is that 4 right now? You know what I'm saying? So when I think I'll tell you back in to fuck with it. So Ethereum is where it's at. Cause the big boys ain't gonna just jump into Bitcoin. Bitcoin is just where everybody hiding their money at and playing with Uncle Sam at. That's good too. You want that too. You know, but when it comes to, you know, low key centralizing it, cause I know it's supposed to be decentralized and all that, but you know the big boys gonna get into it. And yeah, government gonna get into it too. You know what I mean? But that's a good thing. You want that. You want that because you want some type of centralization because what you do is it'll have the big boys will be safe and putting their money into it. You know what I'm saying? And put different things in it. After a while, crypto is a new wave. After a while, you're gonna be able to buy everything with any crypto coin. After a while. You understand what I'm saying? So long as you into it, just Cooley say Bitcoin. Long as you in it, you gonna just get in any top 5, any other top 5s or any other top 10. You understand? You know how shit work. Whatever most popular, that's what they gonna be fucking with. This is what it is. Probably all the loot coins and all that. They might not fuck with them right off top. But the top 10 they can fuck with. You want the big boys to get into it because, you know, they'll start to make it versatile. You know what I'm saying? They'll turn utility into versatility. You know, that's what you want. You want people to be able to get loans and a different type of credit system and all that with that. That's gonna grow it. So, and it's only a $1 trillion market. Gold is like fucking, I don't know, it's more than 1 trillion. I think it's more than 10 trillion. You know what I'm saying? So, crypto is where it's at right now. You wanna fuck with crypto, you wanna fuck with Ethereum. Ethereum is where you put Ethereum and Ethereum Classic. You understand? Even if you could just get one share, it's good. But if you can get more than that, that's even better. You understand? You ain't gonna lose. Yes, it's gonna be a major correction and all that, but it ain't gonna be that bad. It ain't gonna. And shout out to everybody that was in Dogecoin that got into that 20 cent, 30 cent, 4 cent, 5 cent. They made a lot of money. You know what I mean? I made a lot of bread with it, and I've been buying more. I just bought some just for $500 this morning at 49 cents because when you deal with crypto coins, it's not about your average cost. It's not about you putting $1,000 in it when it was 4 cents, and now you done ran your bag up and you don't want to put no more money in it. It's about the coins. You're gonna get rich based on the amount of coins you got, not your average cost. It ain't gonna work like that because crypto is a new industry, and we ain't seen nothing yet. We ain't seen nothing yet. So you want to accumulate a lot of coins. That's what you want to do. That's how you make a lot of money. You know what I mean? And do whatever you want to do with it after that. But you want to accumulate a lot of coins. That's what you want to do with crypto. Because you're going to be able to use it in many different ways. You see they got the blockchain, the card and shit, that you just put the coins in that wallet and just spend it like it's money and all that shit. You got that. They got different cold wallets that the general public could get into. A cold wallet you could just put your crypto in. Now a hot wallet is where it's gonna be going up and down based on the volatility. But they got different cold wallets out now, So just research things. Hey, hot and cold wallet. Everything is wide open right now. Ain't nobody hiding nothing from it. Ain't none of that. Ain't no Illuminati doing none. Ain't none of that shit going on. Everything wide open. Everything wide open right now. You understand what I'm saying? All that shit is bullshit fake. You understand? Ain't nobody doing nothing to you. When you're investing, you can't be like a victim, man. You gotta take that shit back to church, man.